Okay, guys, we're back. Is everybody feeling okay with word endings? One of the students was like, you know, it's D, ED, IED. It doesn't matter. So study, studied, it's IED. Everybody know that?
Yes.
Drops of Y, IED. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Somebody was like, okay. So the software already knows how to do it. You don't have to worry about it. All you have to know is here. Is that it's the past tense. That's all you need to know. The software is going to fix it for you. Got it? All you need to know is just the D. Same with the S. Whether it's SATs or studies, or it's dropped the Y, IES now. Got it? You don't have to worry about that. All you need to know is that it's S. That's it. Okay? Got it? Everybody understand? All right. Does everybody feel pretty comfortable with it?
With the endings, yes. Or and the beginnings, yes. What
Yeah.
it is and all that.
We're going to move on to punctuation. Oh. Yeah. Good, bad. It is what it is in the book. The book's telling me to teach you now, so I think it's a little bit early for punctuation, but it is what it is. Okay? The book says teach you now, so I'm going to teach you now. All right? And then we're going to go back, and then we're going to practice everything. Okay? For about the last 20 minutes. I mean, we're going to go over everything. So words, endings, punctuation, everything. Got it? All right. Major punctuation. And guys, really, there's different ways. I mean, you can punctuate all you want, okay? Now, whether you want to spend your time putting punctuation in there or not, these three are the ones that you really need to know. And one of them, I mean, yes, no, whatever. Two, for sure. Three, maybe. Okay? And you'll understand what I'm talking about when I start talking about it, but these three for sure. Okay? The period, comma, and question mark are written by stroking banks of keys. The term bank refers to a row of letters. These are banks. So wherever your four fingers are, that's a bank. Whenever you hit those four letters, whether it's top, lower, lower, top, it doesn't matter. Those are called banks when you hit those four letters. They can be stroked simultaneously by the four fingers of either or both hands, such as STPH, with me, such as STPH, and stroke them all at the same time. FPLT, RBGS. Got it? So period is FPLT. Got it? So when I say period, period. FPLT. When I say FPLT, I don't want you doing FPLT. I want you to do the bank now. That's what we're practicing right now. So when I say FPLT, RBGS, STPH, you're not writing the STPH. Got it? We're doing banks right now. Banks. You're right. Okay. Period. FPLT. 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 Period. FPLT. Period. period, period, FPLT. Okay, comma is just below it. So that's period, comma, period, comma, period, comma. RBGS, 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 comma, comma, RBGS, comma, period, period, comma, 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 period. Okay. The third one, which I told you, you know, if you have time, is the question mark. Okay? To me, it's not as important. One, when you're doing Q&A, when it's in the queue, and you'll know what I'm talking about because it sets it up in the Q&A with the software. But when it's in the queue, the last word of the queue and you write A, it automatically puts a question mark there. So even if it's a statement that they say, it's still going to put a question mark unless you put a period. Okay? Different people punctuate differently, you know, whatever. I was always taught when you're asked, can you please state your name? It's more of a statement. And I always put a period. And I've done it to this day. Would you please state your name? So whenever they start out, call your first witness. I'm going to call Miss Stewart. All right. Can you please state your name? Can you please state your name? Period. Is the way that I always learned. I don't know why. Because it's a question, but it's kind of a understood question. I don't know. I don't know. But that's why I was telling you guys about English and the rules. And just when you think it's a certain rule, it's not. So you do whatever you want. But the software is set up to where it's always going to put that question mark at the end. Okay?
So
and it.
I'm sorry, you're not going to need punctuation? Can you please state your name if you go to answer?
It's automatically going to put it. You don't have to worry about it. That's why, you know, like when you're writing, you're worried about getting the words. If you have time to put the punctuation, you put the punctuation. Okay? I wouldn't be as worried about the punctuation. I'm more worried about the periods. You don't need to start a sentence over here, you know, with a capital, and it ends with a period, and you've got 12 lines of stuff. No. I don't think it's a 12-line run-on sentence. Okay? And it's probably not. They were just saying, you know, but you didn't have time to get the, you know, punctuation. No big deal. You go back in there, listen to it, you know. We record it too. So you go back and listen to it and you punctuate it. The thing about punctuation, guys, and it's very important, is that you can take a sentence and you can punctuate it 3 different ways, and it can have 3 different, totally different meanings. Okay? So you have to be careful with punctuation. Does everyone understand what I'm saying? Okay? Punctuation is very important, but you have to be careful with punctuation. Okay? At the end of sentences, when you're in Q&A, or it doesn't even matter if it's colloquy. And colloquy is like, we're just talking. Court, attorneys, and they're just talking. It's, you know, maybe they're asking questions of each other, but it's not questions of a witness. That's totally different. And I'm going to teach you what that is too. But it's called colloquy. So, like say for example, it has the court, blah, blah, blah. What did you say? Attorney 1, blah, blah, blah. Attorney 2, blah, blah, blah. This is colloquy. That's what's called colloquy. Okay? Don't worry about writing that down. Not that important. It's kind of important. It's called colloquy. All right? But when you have Attorney 1, question, blah, 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 state your name. Answer. This is examination. Okay? Totally different from this. This is colloquy. This is examination. Okay? I'm not sure how I got that far off, but on punctuation, you don't even have to worry about in colloquy. You don't even have to worry about the punctuation, because if you don't put anything, it automatically puts a period. So you hit speaker 1, judge, may we approach the bench for a second? Court. It already put the period over there. May we approach the bench for a second? He's asking a question, so there should be a question mark there, but it's going to put a period. If you have time to put the question mark, you put the question mark. STPH. STPH is a question mark. Do it. STPH is a question mark. So STPH. And you shouldn't be doing, remember, don't be doing the STPH. It's the bank. We're working on the banks right now. So STPH. 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 Question mark. Question mark. Question mark. Comma. Comma. Period. 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 Question mark. Period. Question mark. Comma. Period. Period. Question mark. Comma. How does that feel?
I keep mixing the teeth. I need a longer teeth.
We'll talk about that later. Yes, sir.
So then in Q&A, the reverse is true as well. So after the witness gives his name, if you just go to question, it's going to put the period at the end as well?
So even if he says,
What do you mean? Or what did you say?
can you restate that? It's going to put a period. It's no big deal. Because when they ask you to read back, all you're doing is reading back. You're not reading back. Can you please repeat that question mark? That's not what you're reading. Okay? You're reading, can you please state that again? Or can you please repeat that? That's all you're stating. Okay? So it doesn't really matter. It matters when you type it up, and it's no big deal. Because I'm going to teach you how to put the question mark in there. It's super easy.
Would that make a difference when you go in time for the test?
Are they going to count off for that?
Well, are question marks or periods and punctuation going to be in there? And will
Absolutely.
They, and will they?
Absolutely.
And will
It's
they
not going to be in your
count?
notes. They're not checking your notes. So it doesn't
Okay.
really matter.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter. So that's why I'm saying punctuation is important, but it's not. You're going to know. You're going to know. Please state your name. Could you please state your name? Well, y'all are going to put a question mark. Okay? Because that's kind of the way they teach you here to do it. Do I count off for it? If it was my test, I wouldn't. But here, they probably are. If it's a question, you better put a question mark. All right? No big deal. Just put a question mark.
So,
Okay.
so when you do take the test, you're like taking it, you're doing whatever they say, right? And then you actually put it together, and that's what you present as to how many words per minute you get?
So they don't really care. And you could have had the words there and you couldn't read it. You don't get credit for it. If the words aren't on the transcript at the state test you don't get credit for it. If the punctuation is wrong at the state test, you don't get credit for it. You get counted off for it. So as you get into speed, as we get into speed, you know, and hopefully we finish this thing before, which I'm trying to get you guys there, and then start trying to get into speed, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. And as we get further into this, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. But I'm telling you now so that when it comes back, it's like, oh yeah, now I know what he's talking about. Okay? Yes, sir.
Do y'all do read back in court still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still happens, guys. So when you're practicing, practice read back too, because it's so funny. You know, like, I don't know, this is like my 13th year, I think, doing this. And like when I first started, I was doing speed. So, you know, I'm sitting here reading, the period, comma, question mark are written by the stroking hands of keys and blah, blah, blah. Pull that up. Okay, the period, comma. Well, what do you have? Question mark. I have QE and then MARK. What is that? I don't know. It's question mark. Oh. Knew it here. Knew it here. Didn't know it here. And guys, it happens where you have it stroked correctly and can't read it. And it amazes me. It amazes, I mean, and not to make fun of anyone, because I did it too. But it amazes me how you know it here, but you didn't know it here when you're doing a read back, and it's perfect. It's perfect. But how the mind can trick itself almost into not knowing. Does that make sense? Or you have a brief, and how you remembered that brief. Beyond a reasonable doubt. YRD. Beyond a reasonable doubt. And the, what do you have? YRD. What is that? I don't know. Beyond a reasonable doubt. Oh, yeah. That's what it is. Crazy. But it happens. Okay? So, it happens. Don't worry about it. But we'll get, I mean, as we get further through it, you'll start understanding. All right? But readbacks are important. It's important. So if you have somebody that's helping you practice, have them write it down. Say, you know what? I need to do these words. Is, the, can, with, are, a, and then throw some other words in there like robbing, spelling, spelled, and just put them in any, you know, sort of combination that you want. And then they read them back to you. You do them. And then you read them back to them. That's how you should really practice. Or you go onto the video, listen to the video. Okay, got it? Rewind the video of what you just practiced and listen to it and make sure that it's there. You don't necessarily have to read it back, but you want to look at the steno and you want to look at the English to make sure that it's correct. Got it? It's all about here. This is where it makes a difference. For some people it's a little bit bigger. I think mine's about 7 inches, 8 inches or whatever. But in between these 7 or 8 inches is what makes all the difference. Okay? It's memorization. And it's pounding it into your head until it's memorized and memorized and memorized and practiced and memorized and practiced. And that's all this is. Memorization and practice. Okay? You tired? Me too. All right. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. We're going to practice. All right? Home. A cat sat. Period. The cat, comma, is sad. Period. The, comma, cats, period, are wet, period. A, with rag, question mark, is a rag wet, question mark. Cut the wedding, comma, red rags, period. Spell the, comma, word. The word is spelled, question mark. Stop petting the cat, period. How's that? Yeah? Rocky?
Right, because you were just mixing it all up.
I what?
I'm waiting to hear sentences. I'm like,
Yeah.
what was he talking about? It took me a minute to realize just.
Brother, write what I say. Not trying to make sense of it, not trying to make a story. It's all about being able to pay attention. That's all you do is pay attention. Hear it, write it. Hear it, write it. Don't make sense of it. Hear it, write it. That's it. That's it. Got it?
Got it.
All right. All right. Home is the cat wet? Question mark. The cat is sad. The cat, comma, is sad with wet. Period. Is the pet with, comma, the cat, period. The pal is chatting the cat, comma, are the cats, period. Cats are spreading pals, comma, with the chads. Period. The cat, comma, sat, pals, with, is, cats, the, question mark. Cut the wet, comma, red rags, howling, chads, comma, curves. Curves. Period. Prop. Up. Prop. Up. The cats, comma, with red hats, period. Start, 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 up, the chopped, comma, cats, period. Hard carts, hard carts are the, comma, with the cats. Rats with cats. Rubbed hot, wet, comma, ruts, pals, comma, hard, shells, period. Pull that up. Let's read it back. No, I'm just kidding. How was that?
Better.
I do have a question because for some reason my rats keep getting reversed even though I'm R-A-T-S, right? It comes up with the T before the R.
With the T before the R.
Oh, I'm sorry, the T before the A. It has R-T-A.
The dictionary's not
I
in
mean, this is.
there. You just worry about that. You just worry about this right now. Don't worry about the rest of it. I'm gonna show you ways of putting stuff in the dictionary. So the things are in there to be able to make your find right now. Got it?
Is it after this training?
How was that?
Yeah.
Hard?
If they can tell us that slow and forward,
Huh?
good.
What's that?
You're in trouble.
What? What'd she say?
If they will talk that slow in court, she'll be all right.
There you go.
I know.
You know what? Then we'd be making about $3 an hour. Because everybody could do it, you know? So that's the way it is, you know? But, I mean, guys, don't worry about it right now. I mean, we're just in the beginning phases of learning this, okay? So this is the foundation of the house. Got to get that house built, okay? But we're still in the beginning stages of just putting that foundation down, so don't worry about it, okay? It's all right now about practicing. Practicing memorization. Got it?
Got it.
Practicing memorization. Got it?
Got it.
So like throughout court and they're giving us stiff or the parent is talking and they're talking like this, so your brain, you'll basically be able to teach your brain to keep up with what they say so you can get through with all of it. So it's like training your brain
I'm
to
telling
be
you,
like a
I'll be sitting
Facebook.
there taking down what they're saying. These two guys are fighting. A guy walks in the door and is asking me if I want to go to lunch. Now I'll go to lunch. And these guys are going at it.
And you still remember like a big old long sentence of what they said. Okay.
But I'm not trying to make sense of what they're saying necessarily. I'm just hearing what they're saying and writing what they're saying. That's it. So you don't make sense. And that's why I'm all over the place with this stuff. Now it's memorization. It's not about making sense. Well, that doesn't make sense. Is, comma, the, period, cat, reds, chatting, comma, period, question mark. Doesn't matter. All you need to do is hear it, write it. That's it. You're not making sense of anything, all right? You're just hearing it, writing it. Got it?
Got it.
All right, let's go. More practice. Are you leaving?
No.
I'm out of here. Yeah, whenever you're ready to take off, just take off. I mean, it doesn't matter.
I don't want to be.
So when it says court, who's that referring to, the judge in particular, or just anybody?
What's
like
that?
Court staff, like in,
And home is, it says the court.
yeah. Like when,
That's what she's referring to.
When I say home, do y'all hit all the keys?
yeah,
Y'all do?
The court.
Yeah.
It's the line in the middle.
yeah.
All right.
We do it because that's what they taught us to make it.
Okay.
Well, what do you want us to?
When I say home, it's just put your hands on home. Get ready to go.
Just speaking for us.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, right now, it's no big deal.
You're
It-
gonna be using it all the time.
It doesn't really matter right now. It doesn't matter right now. But when I say home, what I really mean is put your hands on the keys, get ready to go. Whether you push it or not, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It just kind of helps you too, and it's like, oh, you know what?
To read it back.
it's really not a bad thing. It's really not a bad thing because it gets you familiarized where your hands need to be.
Just positioning yourself.
And position your hand on this side at home, and then position your hand one key over on the DZ and close your eyes and feel it. Close your eyes, feel it. Doesn't that feel different? Now put it back on the FPLT RBGS. Now move it over one to the DZ.
Seems like it kind of slopes.
Whoa.
It feels different. It's just like a typewriter. When your fingers are not on the home keys, it feels different. It does. That's what you have to get that feeling of. And it's the feeling on the ends of your fingers is what you get used to feeling. All right? So you just know. I can do it right now. You can set that machine right there and it's like, I could come up here, put the machine right there and they say home, and I can put it right there and never open my eyes. It's 26 years though. A little bit different than 14 days or
It
whatever.
feels like it kind of slopes a little bit.
What's that?
It's day 6.
Oh yeah. So a little bit different. A couple of more days.
Day 6.
Yeah. So that's what you're gonna get familiar with. I mean, to where you can almost do it in your sleep, and they say home, and you can feel it, and it's a feeling in your fingertips that you can feel when it's on home, and when it's on DZ, you're gonna know that it's on wrong, that it's not sitting right, because it's like, there it is. Now you know. Got it? So when I say home, hit the whole thing, because that's going to get you familiarized with the feeling of what it feels like. All right? So at first, all I was meaning was just kind of put your hands there, but I think it is good that you hit it, because it's going to get you more familiarized with the feeling of home. Got it? All right. Okay, ready? Home. Chop up the cats. Hey, just write what you hear.
Are we in China?
You no longer can think.
Somebody's gonna get whacked if they say something else.
Not a cat.
Gonna get. Start over. Home. Chop up the shells. Jesus. Comma, hard hats, period. Red rugs are scarring Chads, comma, cats, period. Hard or soft with red cats question mark. Hot cars kept shutting up stopping wars. Period. Swapping cats. Welding words, comma, curling cards, comma, popping cats, comma, is the rug. Period. How's that?
It's all right.
Still? What are you having trouble with? Endings?
Yeah.
Punctuation?
Kept.
The last few words.
Guys, kept is kept, soft. When you do FTPT, tough. It's tough. Okay? So you know what you need to work on. So kept, swept,
Pelt, welt,
pelt, welt.
Those little ones there.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just getting your fingers to go in the right place. Okay? But you know what you need to work on. These are usually weak fingers. Okay? Right here are usually the weak fingers. So you just have to build that muscle, and there's no steroids. You just have to work out and build that muscle. There's no easy way to do it, is what I mean by steroids. There's no easy way to do it. It's just working out, working out, working out, working out until you build that muscle to where it knows. Okay? Okay. One more time. Work hard right here. All right? Home. Wrapping rats with the kegging, comma, is the strapping studs, comma, with the shells. Period. Is the shagging curbs with shafts throbbing with the cats? Question mark. Spurs are sad with the cats, comma, the pals are spurs. Period. Soft cats step with spurs, comma, kept, wept, word, tapping, comma, tuft, crafting, pulling, kegs, is tough. Hard shells are chopping, wet, rags, comma, spelling, red, words, stop, petting, cats, period. How was that? Better? Not better?
Not bad.
Still bad?
Yeah, so-and-so.
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 Oh.
There you go.
Not so-and-so. Okay. We're done for today. Guys, we covered a lot of material today. A lot of material today. Practice, practice, practice. And then when you're tired, what?
Practice,
more.
practice,
Practice more. All right? And like I was telling one of the students, you know, say you get an hour for lunch. Take your lunch tomorrow. Eat it quick, 30 minutes, 20 minutes on that machine if you can get on. If your employer allows you to get on, you can do anything you want during lunch, get on that machine. Even if it's 15, 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, however long you get on that machine, okay? If not, and you can, then show up here early and come up here and practice, okay? Any questions about what we've gone over today? No? All right, see y'all tomorrow.